Good afternoon. Today I am down here in Rock Creek, Kansas. We're at a little low water bridge down near the town of Rock, Kansas itself. You can see by the rock bank on the other side, the old barn and the farm up through the trees, and it's just an old low water bridge across Rock Creek. It's an idyllic, pretty little spot. I've always liked coming here. It's just a neat place. I mean, it's really a neat place. I don't know that outcrop, so without looking up, I wouldn't know which rock system that even belongs to. I'm sure probably the Permian system, but what specific group, I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. I'm here today about Basil Hayden's Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. And Basil Hayden's neat. It's made from the same mash bill, I believe, if I recall right, as what we get Old Granddad out of. This 40% version, aged a little longer. They've got a new bottle out. I think it's aged 8 or 10 years and went a pretty high price for it. The only one I've seen, and it was gone by the time I made it back to the liquor store. But I'd like to try it. This is 40% alcohol by volume. It is a Jim Beam product. It's part of their, I forget the name of the series, but contains Booker's, Baker's, and Knob Creek. Basil Hayden's the other aspect of it. It's the lowest proof of the 4 in the series. And, you know, it gets, I've heard it said in certain circles that it's the girls' drink of all the bourbons. But that's to me, that's BS. Good bourbon's good bourbon. Just because it has 40%, maybe not a higher proof, that doesn't mean it's a bad bourbon. It doesn't mean it's tailored to the female gender. Heck, I know girls that can drink cask strength just like the best guys I know. So you can't. I personally don't like that nomenclature. Now, I know that when I refer to some bourbons as a man's bourbon, usually they're very harsh, high alcohol content, but there's even a certain amount of girls that's going to like that. It's just the way it's referred to as. But in this case, I just don't think it's correct, 'cause I kind of like Basil Hayden's. Let's get down to it. Before I have somebody coming along here and It's such a pretty spot. Such a pretty spot. It's got a good smell to it. Caramel. Little orange peel. It is, I think it's like 34 degrees out right now. Woke up, it was 27, but temperatures came up to 34, just above freezing. It's good orangey amber color to it. It's got decent legs. So I get the caramel, I get a little orange peel in it. It's got that typical Jim Beam funk more present in this than I get in the other 3. But it doesn't bother me none. This is, there is a there's a background, I don't know, spiciness, nutmeg, cinnamon. I can't really, it's not cinnamon. I want to go more toward the nutmeg. Then there's that bubble gum again. Just a faint whiff of it in the nose, but there's a bubble gum to this. It's that bazooka bubble gum. If you're old like me, you remember bazooka bubble gum. When you first open that package. Soft, pleasant, good, even mouth coating with the oiliness that the 40% doesn't portray. Again, the nutmeg. This really kind of follows the nose to the flavor profile. Caramel. Vanilla's not real. It's an older aged vanilla maybe, but it's not super rich and dominating in this. And then there's that bubble gum and that finish in that background. I don't know why I'm so susceptible to that in this one. And it's the same mash bill that the old granddad's from, so I think, if I remember right, and I remember the old granddad, especially the 114, gave me that sort of, that bubblegum note as well. It was a good medium long finish. Get some of the barrel char now, some of the smokiness from that barrel char. Still with the caramel. It's a light caramel. It's not a dark, heavy aged caramel, heavy, slightly burnt caramel. It's a real light caramel. The aged vanilla. Ever so slight floral character to it, according to my palate anyway. I like Basil Hayden's. I think it's a good bourbon. I really do. Appeals to my palate. Solid 88 out of 100. Good everyday drinker. No water needed. It does have a little bit more of a barrel char as you get into it a little further. So if barrel char is not your thing, I kind of noticed it a little bit more on this one than I do on other ones. But small batch, it's their small batch line, I think is what they refer to that as. Jim Beam does. But it's a good overall bourbon, 88, definitely. So, hope you enjoyed the view here. It's flowing a little bit. We've had a little bit of rain. Road was a little muddy coming in, but no big deal. I have 4-wheel drive. But you can see it's running over the bridge a little bit over there. Normally it just runs through the little culvert in the middle there where it's flowing out of. Well, I'll leave that with you guys. Remember, the spirit in your glass isn't running from you. Take your time, sip and enjoy it. You'll be better for it. Basil Hayden's definitely worth a try. I know it's went up in price, but get the $3.75 like I did. Try it for yourself before you buy the big bottle. Everyone, have a good afternoon.